My Fitbit vibrates at about 5:45 every morning, and that usually wakes me up. But I also wake up with a burning desire to have a small positive influence on the world around me. So we try to give our time back to customers, because time is money. That's how I think of my day job. We want to serve more customers and more communities and be good corporate citizens to help them achieve their financial and personal objectives. And also I've written a couple of books and given a few TED Talks and try to spread the message that finance is a force for good. I literally wear my heart on my sleeve. I got my little Australian flag cufflinks that I wear every day. Everyone in America or across the Americas and across Asia and Europe, where I do a lot of business, they know that I'm a very proud ambassador for Australia. They have learnt to accept my crazy accent and my crazy ideas, but more importantly, they know where I come from, and I take that very seriously as a first-generation Australian. And the world's never been more interconnected and interdependent, so you have to be learning. And in what I do, we're a very humbling part of the industry, because the role of technology and innovation is changing so rapidly. Just when you think you know something, it changes. So you have to constantly be learning. I set myself a New Year's resolution of reading a book a month. I've been reading 2. I read a ton of stuff every single day. I speak to people. The best way you can learn is by speaking to people. Constantly just learning from small things and big things alike, and asking questions. You always got to ask questions. If you're not happy with the answers, you got to ask better questions, and better questions get to make better decisions. Am I an anomaly in my industry? I think it's fair to say that I am. Let's face it, how many Australian millennials work for a British bank with an Asian name in America, who work in an industry that tends to favour grey hair at a time in the world where most industrialised economies are fearful of machines, immigrants and millennials, and I represent all of that. So I think it's fair to say that I'm probably a little bit unique, which means I have to work 3 times as hard to prove my colleagues, my peers, my competitors that I have a right to be at the table and want to compete and win. And that drives me, like a lot of young Australians who want to take on the world stage in the sporting field. I take it on in the nerd field in business, and I really am driven by this desire to prove that I'm worthy of being at the table and representing my country. If I could have an extra 6 hours a day to 25% of my day back when I wasn't sleeping, I just want to be a good person. Work on that. Work on being a good person the same way we work on being healthy in the gym or building muscles. Being a good person, it's a muscle we have to work on every single day, and that's probably what I do.